Hello again, this time from a very wet, very dreary Hancock Whitney Stadium at South Alabama in Mobile. Kyle Youmans, David Helman here, DallasCowboys.com. Look, I'm just gonna level with everybody. It was Jerry Jones Day here at the Senior Bowl. So the practice was behind us. I spent all my time up there talking to Jerry Jones about a million things. That'll be on the website. Kyle, I'm so glad you're here. You braved the elements today. My man is soaking wet.
Oh, you don't even have the beginning of it. I mean, I'm jealous of your Nike not dry fit, just dry jacket.
It was wet earlier today.
It was.
I've had some time to dry off, but okay. You braved the elements for 4 hours today, day 2 of Senior Bowl practices. What did you see in the rain today?
Well, I think first off, it starts with Perrion Winfrey, the defensive tackle from Oklahoma, and the way that he absolutely dominated the first practice for the national team today. It was really every single snap, either in the competitive drills or in the team drills. He was either just out-strengthening, out-muscling everybody in front of him, getting into the backfield. He forced a fumble in team drills. He recovered that fumble in team drills. He recovered another fumble in team drills. It had people talking about Aaron Donald, about him Senior Bowl dominance in the practices, not in terms of a comparison in the player per se, but just in terms of dominance that they've seen in a practice. It was that early on, and it was really special to watch.
Anytime you can bring up the name of, like, the best living football player,
it's going to raise some eyebrows.
You got to do it. So, I mean, and I imagine, like, the rain played a big factor today, right? Like, how did you see that affect what happened out there today?
Well, I would say the wide receivers had a tough time catching the ball on a couple of occasions. There were a couple times when, especially in the first practice, some of those wide receivers that really looked good yesterday, Braylon Sanders, per se, from Ole Miss, who I thought had a decent first day. He kind of struggled a little bit today, still had the route running, was able to get by guys, but ultimately just couldn't make the catch on a couple of occasions. Tight ends, same way. I would say the same thing for Jake Ferguson from Wisconsin, a guy who looked good yesterday catching the football. Today wasn't necessarily there. The Ohio State tight end was in that same category as well. So I think it was tough for them to really reel it in and get a good look at these wide receivers, at least having to brave the elements. And then in the later parts, it was tough for the quarterbacks. I thought Malik Willis, Sam Howell, and Bailey Zappi in that second practice for the American team had a tough job really throwing the football downfield. Really the only one that did it successfully was Malik Willis out of Liberty, and he was probably the star of the day in terms of the offensive side of the football, while Winfrey stole the show again on the defensive side.
Really?
And then Jermaine Johnson from Florida State, who we talked about yesterday.
Another good day today.
Another good day for him as well off the edge.
I think we knew Malik Willis was going to be a name because of his athleticism, but you're the second person to tell me he seems to be putting a really nice week together.
He really is, and we knew the athleticism, but we were questioning really the pocket poise and the arm talent, and we kind of talked about how if he has an offensive line, he could be the most impressive-looking guy here, and it really is the velocity, the ball placement, and then today in team drills, whenever he had a pocket, and I will throw a name out there, in Southern Utah's offensive tackle, Braxton Jones. He had a good day as well at the tackle spot. Cade Mays from Tennessee, who had a good day one, he had a good day two as well. They were really the main guys in front of Malik Willis, and because he had an offensive line to throw behind, he was able to step up and deliver into some tight holes, and he did so throughout the day.
This is a real bummer because this is kind of it for us, unfortunately. They're moving inside to the indoor facility for Thursday. More rain in the forecast, so we're probably not going to see any more Senior Bowl practice, which sucks to say.
It happens.
Do you have a lasting impression or what you would like to see if you could see it tomorrow? I don't know. It's one last thing, I guess, before we go.
Well, I mean, the lasting impression is going to be the defensive linemen and Jermaine Johnson and Winfrey and what they did this week. The other thing would probably be some of the linebackers, small school linebackers that have stepped up today. Chad Muma from Wyoming was a linebacker that had a pretty solid afternoon and was able to show kind of some versatility in coverage, brought him on the blitz as well as a linebacker kind of coming from that second level. He was really entertaining to watch. And then on the offensive side, I like some of these running backs. It's very weird. I'm not watching for running backs, but every time I look up, Arizona State has Rashad White running free.
I was going to say, did Rashad White have another?
He did have a solid day.
He is a big guy.
He didn't have the best day though out of the running backs, and instead it was Oh, man, I'm already blanking on his name. Florida running back. He was wearing number 27 on
We'll give you some
on
grace
the
here.
national
It's been
team.
a long day.
I haven't looked at running backs yet. He was all over the place, and then they put him on one of those one-on-one mano-a-mano showcases at the end of practice, and he went up against the Appalachian State linebacker and just straight up walled him off on a one-on-one. Really sent everybody in hysterics. It was a lot of fun to watch him work today.
So we'll go on your roster. We'll
Find
the,
it.
We'll find the Florida running back. We'll be back. Kyle will have notes on him tomorrow on the site. I am positive about it. It's never a dull moment at the Senior Bowl, my friend.
No, not for you, not for me, not for everybody on the field, and, of course, not for the weather either.
Yeah, well, last practice for us, but we will have plenty more content coming y'all's way. Keep tuned to DallasCowboys.com. For Kyle, I'm Dave. Thanks for watching.